All right, if you have a little mini DV, little tape like this, and you want to convert that and get it onto a Mac, either a MacBook Pro or a larger Mac, like one of your desktops, hopefully this video can help you out. This is the video camera I am dealing with. It's pretty old, but very sophisticated, I think, mini DV player. And so, yeah, this is the tape size and kind of what I'm dealing with. Now, obviously, you're going to maybe have, if you're watching this video, you might have an old, you have the tapes. Hopefully you still have this because you're going to need something to play it back on, right? You can't get a converter or an adapter, for example, to put into your VHS, your VHS player here. This is what is that, a TC30, another really old video that you can basically put inside here and put it in your VCR and play it back. So for the mini DV tapes, I don't think such a thing exists, although I will look around, and if I find anything, I'll put it in the description below. But like I said, I think you're going to need probably a video camera to play it back. So what we've done here is we've put the tape into the camera and we've put it on play mode. Okay, we've got the power cord here because the battery is not reliable. It's kind of old, so I have it plugged into the power cord over there, or into the power. Now you're going to want to look alongside your camera for some outputs. Okay, this particular one, let's see what we're dealing with. Everyone's seen this one here to the left, I think. That's a common one for like camera connections. A DV player. This one right here, which looks like that. You can see that ending. Now this cable came with the camera, okay? It's a way to hook it up to your TV so you can play it back, the tape back, okay? We've also got this that came with the camera as well. This end is a FireWire end, and that also allows you to play it back like this, or this is a DV end, I think it's called DV. And then the other end of that goes to a FireWire. So this bad boy will plug into I just kind of created a big mess here, a MacBook Pro like this. So if you've got a MacBook Pro, if you have a newer one, it might look completely different, but this one kind of plugs in like that. Okay, so we'll get to that in just a minute. But for now, I want to come back over here to this output. Okay, so if you got something that looks like this, in fact, anything that kind of sends that signal from the tape to RCA cables right here. Can you see? You know these like white, red. Let me get that in focus for you. The white, red, and yellow RCA cables. Okay. So then if you have these connected to your camera, the question becomes, how do you connect this to your Mac, right? And that's where this little device comes in handy. I'll put a link down below, as I always do, for this specific device. It's very cheap, $7 or $8, but it allows you to convert your RCA to a USB. So it plugs into the back of your USB of your computer, okay? And that is pretty cool and pretty important, because what we're going to do now is on our Mac, we're actually going to play the signal back here on the camera. So let me hit play. Okay, so that's playing back, and the signal is feeding through to the Mac, the desktop here. So we're going to click QuickTime, open that up. Your Mac should have QuickTime, right? And click New Movie Recording. And there's a little arrow right next to the record button. you're going to click that and make sure you don't want FaceTime or internal microphone. You want the AV to USB option. Can you see that? For sound and camera. So make sure that's on. Let's turn the video or the volume up a little bit. Oh, there we go. Okay. And there's actually a little problem with the playback on the sound here. I remember when we took this video, we played it back and something was going on, but sound is coming through and video is indeed coming through. And then from there, it's a matter of recording, clicking that record button, and you can see it starts to record. So 10 seconds is about 5 megabytes. So not a ton of space. Click stop and do a test sample before you run your whole hour of mini DV tape through here. And then you'll want to save that. Save it to the desktop maybe. We'll call it test 2. Click save. Okay. Bring it over here. Make sure that opens up okay. Yeah, you can kind of hear the sound, it's just not super loud. So it's coming through. And that's again the problem with the tape, not the software or anything like that. So that was the Mac desktop. Now if you've got a MacBook Pro, I recommend hooking it up like this. It plugs in to right here. Okay, so we'll get that pressed in. Okay. And the end of it, obviously you'll need to look at the end of yours. In this case, this is a FireWire end. I believe that's what it's called. This is what it looks like. And my Mac desktop does not have an input here. So that's why I used that converter, USB converter over there. If you have a MacBook Pro, you will look for this input right here. So in this case, which one is it? Kind of hard to see. There we go. It fits snugly into that input right there. Okay. So what we can do from here is power up the camera, and we'll put it on playback mode. Okay. And see, this thing's so old. The touch screen doesn't work anymore, so I have to use the remote. Okay. So I can hit play. Actually, I don't have to hit play because look what just happened on iMovie. Let me start that again so you can see. So we're actually going to start up iMovie here. Now this is also an old computer. Your iMovie might be a little sexier than this. This is iMovie 9. And what you're going to do is look for a button that says import from camera. Can you see that right there? Import from camera. And in my case, I have no issues with it pulling up automatically, just like this. You can see it's actually stopped. You can control it manually or automatically if you want to rewind. So manual is if you want to control it manually. See, it's actually rewinding, so it's synced up through that cable. Press stop, okay, and you can record it manually. You can also control it through iMovie like this. Can you see that? It started rewinding, or hear that? Okay. Or we can click automatic. Automatic will automatically rewind everything, record it, and then import everything to iMovie, and then actually rewind the tape for you already, automatically. So that's kind of nice. Anyway, let's click it to manual here, and then we can import it. We'll give it like a new, we'll just say like test, You can split everything into different events if you're dealing with an older iMovie like this. But basically the idea here is to click that import button. Okay. And of course you actually need to have film or footage on the tape itself before you are able to import anything, right? Otherwise you're going to get the blue screen like you just saw. So let me rewind it a little bit more and then we'll import. All right, there we go. We got some footage now. So we can click import and we'll do a test here and import. All right, so that is going to do its thing, but like I said, I recommend automatic because then you can just set it, get it started, and then you can set it and forget it, right? You can go do your thing and then come back and the entire tape will have been imported without such a manual approach, right? Which saves you time. So let's click stop. And then look at that. It's actually going to import it all over. Click done. There it is right here. Okay. So then we can add that to our, I think that's it, this old iMovie, and then you can export it, export the movie itself, however you can do that. Okay. And that is how you do it. Once it is exported, you then have an openable file that you can transfer over to an external hard drive or to Google Photos. You can open up your Google Photos album and transfer that over. And look at that. Success. Let's make sure that did transfer. Turn it up. There it is. Look at that. Voila, success. So that is how you move a tape, a mini DV tape like this, to the cloud. Hopefully this video has helped you out. Click that like button and subscribe to the channel for more do-it-yourself solutions. Thanks.